One of the major factors in non-custodial sentencing is the participation of the community through non-governmental organizations such as NICRO or BUSASA or KULISA or LOCHA or the Restorative Justice Center or Prison Fellowship International or other organizations, faith-based organizations, church organizations, community organizations, even sports organizations that are prepared and willing to participate in the supervision and the provision of programs of a non-custodial nature. Programs that would enable an offender not only to make reparation to the community but also be properly supervised, to comply with the conditions that have been imposed, and where possible to receive training and to have knowledge imparted to her or to him, to enable that person to become a better member of society and to facilitate the re-entry of that person into society once the sentencing process has been finalized. It's therefore very, very important that that civil society comes on board, that community organizations are encouraged to participate in programs of this nature, and that one develops an extensive partnership between the private sector, non-governmental organizations, and the formal criminal justice sector and the department and the courts in order to take hands and to ensure that the ills in our society are healed by the participation of as many persons as possible. Because we may never forget that offenders and persons who stray off the straight and narrow are part and parcel of our society. And it is in the interests of our society that we, or the society at large, becomes reconciled and enables persons who have offended to reconcile themselves with society, and thereby to heal the wounds that have been caused by offending behavior. If we don't, if we reject persons who have offended, if we put them behind bars, if we turn our backs on them, they will return to society. If we're very fortunate as rehabilitated offenders after having served time behind bars. But if we have to go on the basis of the statistics, the probabilities are that they will return as persons without hope, without a future, without friends, very often without a family, embittered, estranged, and vengeful. But the only friends they know are not positive non-governmental and other organizations, but organized criminals. We must decide whether we want to take that risk, or whether we want to take the option of giving a second chance to those who are not clearly a danger to society, to re-socialize and to become part and parcel of the community of which they then will be positive members. In sentencing, never forget that there are good elements, forces for good, in most people that appear before us in the accused dock. And in the process of assessing whether the accused will be able to be rehabilitated and re-socialized, we should, if at all possible, take firm hold of those elements that are good in that person and give them a chance to be developed by a non-custodial sentence, unless, of course, the offense is of such a nature that it cannot be punished by any other way than an imprisonment, or if the person before the court is a clear danger to society. But if he is not, or she is not, then we should, as a first option, consider a sentence that will reconcile that person with society, will give society an opportunity to re-socialize that person, and will opt for reconciliation and a conciliatory sentence rather than rejection, which a sentence of imprisonment would imply.